We will play a really thriller match because we have the same points and the league is not finished. All can happen and we can win the league or two go out from the top six. So we will try to do our best and try to win both games. Can win the league too, but the first, of course, option is qualified for top six.
Juventus is a very hard opponent for us. It's very difficult to play against them. We need the 3 points and we want the 3 points. It's very difficult to play against Etorito as a captain, but I'm sure we will do it great and go for the 3, 4 or 6 points.
So, Harry, this is probably the most intriguing matchup of today in terms of where they sit in the competition as a whole. They're very, very close to each other. I believe they might even be on a similar amount of points, 22 there or thereabouts. I need to check the table. But, of course, that means going forwards that this is a huge opportunity to really put a dent in the opposition in the competition.
Yeah, we often say, a 12-pointer, so to speak. You're right. Both clubs on 22 points. Both clubs entering today in the top 6. Juventus in 4th as things stand and Schalke in 5th. So that's all well and good, all things considered. But you have Barcelona and Manchester United and Bayern Munich still to play. And all of those clubs want to try and get above Juventus and Schalke here. So you want to create a bit of breathing room, not only from your opponent here, but also from those clubs that are snapping at the heels, so to speak, in the league table. So such an important game here on match day 8 between Schalke and Juve.
I'm going to keep coming to you for qualification maths, Harry, throughout this, because as they're so close to each other, this is going to be almost impossible as the ball gets played up over the top. Juventus, you would expect going into this season to be right up there, Harry. Are you a little bit surprised that Schalke have done so well?
I must say I am. I really am, and pleasantly surprised because we keep saying it. Since Irma was introduced into Schalke, they look like a completely different team as they have early pressure here as well.
5 minutes gone here. The ball dropping in and around the edge of the area. It's a real scrappy affair so far, and it's in towards the back post. Almost turned home in the 6-yard box, and Schalke and Olafia are camped inside the Juventus penalty box, and finally the Chesney managed to grab the ball to keep possession for them.
That's a really strong start from Schalke. And I'll tell you who I think has benefited the most from Irma being introduced after his tremendous performance at Euro 2020 last summer. I think it's El Matador. I mean, his stats for the 5-time German champion, 8 goals, 9 assists. That's a really decent contribution, and I think is one of the main reasons that we're seeing Schalke be so far up the table. They have, again, though, a very, very tough game ahead of them here. We know Juve are as strong as they are. We expect them to be in the conversation to win the entire competition, and I think if they were to fail to qualify in the knockout places come the end of the season, that would be a massive, massive calamitous performance from them. I fully expect to see them in the knockout stages.
What is interesting for Schalke as well, though, is that Merriman's inclusion this year is far different to last season. He was barely in the team at times, in and out, fleetingly. This season he's played every single minute pretty much, and he's been the captain, the spokesperson. But we're going to stop talking about Schalke right now because Juventus are in, and Scandalo blazes wide of the target with a huge chance for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Great touch inside. I think Eterito here is just telling Scandalo there was an extra pass to be played there. We could have maybe done a 1-2, cut it back across goal, but instead, I think he maybe saw the headlines, maybe smelt a goal of the Matchday award going his way. But yeah, that's how quickly things can change and how quickly Juve can carve you apart. Despite how smartly Schalke have started, Juve always threatening.
A lot of S's in that phrase there as the teeth went back in finally as the ball gets played through towards Ronaldo. Big chance here. Scandalo again, thwarted by the goalkeeper. Ildris Sartori almost turned home by Eterito. And this game, Harry, is on a knife edge.
Yeah, it really is. Two strong chances for Juventus. I don't blame Scandalo that time on the far side going for the strike. But here come Schalke up the other end.
Yeah, El Matador into the danger area. Almost falls to the captain, Merriman. Is end-to-end stuff. This wasn't the game that I was expecting. Schalke usually fairly cagey. And to be fair, Juventus have been pretty similar in big games. They've not been quite as gung-ho as possibly seasons gone by. The likes of Eterito and co. Eterito now feeds it through. Scandalo. And fired away. And how this game is 0-0, I'll never know.
It's great to see, though, both of these clubs in the knockout stages as things stand, in the places at least. Obviously, we have another match day to go, but again, both clubs really going for it, attacking the other, and it comes back to what we were saying about maybe creating a bit of breathing room and a bit of separation from not only your opponent here, but also the clubs nipping at your heels below you in the table.
Of course, Manchester United and Bayern Munich is another game that's on the cards, which could be crucial. What a save to deny Eterito, a double save, and then he fires into the side netting. How Eterito has not opened his account today, I will never know. That's an incredible double stop from the goalkeeper, and then the angle was too tight.
Oh, Schalke living dangerously. There's a few chances going Juve's way at the moment that should really be resulting in goals. That one probably the pick of the bunch from Eterito. Great back heel to set the initial chance off from Ildris Sartori, but yeah, I mean, I don't know who's going to score first.
Eterito with the long ball downfield. Both of these two teams have got a big chance to qualify for the knockout stages. But they don't want to be hanging on, needing huge performances in Matchday 9. Good challenge there. Plays it through. Real chance here. It's El Matador! And Juventus have had 3 gilt-edge opportunities. They've missed them all. And Schalke have gone down the other end and taken the lead.
Well, that's what happens at this level of the game. When you don't take the chances that are falling your way. I said I didn't know who was going to score first, purely based on the pressure that Schalke have been applying. Yeah, they haven't had the quantity of chances that Juventus have had, but they're getting in the right areas, and well, credit to Merriman. He wins the ball back. Great pass just to split open the entire defence. And then El Matador with his 9th of the season finishes off the move with aplomb. And it's Schalke up 1-0. What a huge potential 3 points this could be for the German club in their hopes for knockout qualification.
Well. We said that Schalke were having a fantastic season. And it just continues. El Matador now just one shy of double digits in both goals and assists. really coming to the fore at the back end of this competition. Oh, real mix-up, and it flies over the top of the crossbar, and that could have gone anywhere. In towards the near post, headed away by the Juventus rearguard. Can they sneak something at the end of the first half? No, they can't, and that one hot goal to nil separates the two teams, and it's been frenetic, Harry.
It really has. Just looking at some of the charts there, huge first half from El Matador. Obviously, the goal scorer is going to net you some co-op points in your favour, but all around a really strong performance, keeping Schalke bobbing along in that midfield. Juventus just need to take some of these chances that are coming their way. The amount that they conjured up, I mean, you can see there on the right-hand side, 6 shots, only the 1 on target. That needs to be a much tighter ratio if you're going to find the back of the net and get an equaliser here.
Langer, long ball up over the halfway line, and as you can see, the league table as things stand, Monaco sitting pretty with 28 points. And the second game, remember, between Arsenal and Roma was replayed due to some lag issues. And the table has been updated accordingly.
Well, I feel sorry for Kepa, having scored 4 goals and assisted the 5th.
Well, that was only in the first game.
That's true.
So the lag was in the second game, so that was only 1-0. So he shouldn't have too many problems with that.
Oh, I see.
His best performing game will still count, thankfully for him. He may still be in with a shout for MVP.
I was going to say, if it's that first game, I'd be very annoyed indeed if I was Kepa.
Oh, it's a real chance here for Hop. What a save from the goalkeeper. It could and possibly should have been 2 to Schalke, and Juventus are living incredibly dangerously right now.
Yes, they are. The chance falls to Merriman. I'm not sure there's much more he can do in that kind of situation because Hop takes such a large touch towards the goalkeeper, makes the angle so difficult for him. But Juventus, yeah, they're, I don't want to say on the ropes, but Schalke are really threatening them here.
So Juventus had a period around 10 to 30 minutes where they really dominated this game. Had about 3 big chances, mainly for Eterizo. And he's the most animated down there on the bottom left-hand side.
Ja, können wir auch. Ist egal, oder? Es wird Merjan.
Aber dann musst du Zocken wegmachen von Bujelab und auf Dingens geben, ne?
Ja, und wer soll vorne?
Marco, du mach?
Ja, der Marco, yes. Für wen? Yes.
AMF or? No, for Hoppe.
Ehrlich, Schuler links dann?
Ja, ich würde so lassen.
Wir haben noch 2 Wechsel, ne?
Ja. Du Hoppe vorne weg?
Aber Ut dann auf rechts, ne?
Den dritten lassen wir erstmal.
Ut auf rechts oder auf links?
Ist egal, wo. Ja, lass da, dann kann Schuler...
The gamesmanship here, Harry. 1-0 up, taking a little bit of time to tweak a few things.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to make sure they see this one home because they know how big of a 3 points this would be. I wonder if news has trickled down to them yet that maybe Roma might be pulled back within their reach after the result that will have to be replayed later on between Arsenal and Roma. And I wonder if Schalke,
which of course means Arsenal could
sure.
still qualify today as well.
That is true. And I think Schalke maybe want to make sure that they get these 3 points in the bag. But overall, they're just talking tactics. They know this could be a big half an hour for them in game and out of game as well. against Juventus here. So they want to make sure everything's exactly right.
Mix up again, but safe claim for Lange. And Irma fires downfield. Just under 30 minutes remaining here in this first game between Juventus and Schalke. Just the one goal, but it could have been 5, Harry.
Yeah, it really could have been. I mean, the first half saw, 5 or 6 really good chances for both clubs. And I think we're, well, almost lucky that it's only 1-0 at this point.
And towards the near post. Good defending. Escandalo. Oh, that's a late challenge from behind. The referee surely is going to at least have a word. You would imagine a card.
No, not even brandished a card, I think, there for McKinney.
Wow.
Lucky boy.
As long as he's consistent, Harry. Keeping his cards in his pocket today. So, what can Cristiano Ronaldo and co do here for Juventus?
He's been fairly quiet, hasn't he? Certainly needs to step up. Just look at Eterito there in your bottom left. He seems completely disillusioned. He doesn't know what to do to get his Juventus team back in this game. And actually, it is Bujaleb who is in the book. I thought it was McKinney who made the foul, but it is in fact the innocent party in that particular engagement. So confirmation, Bujaleb is into the book, but only a yellow, not a red.
Chance here for Schalke, and it's smashed off the top of the frame. It was postage stamp. It looked like 2. But it's away to safety with the goalkeeper beaten.
Off the crossbar. I'll tell you what, just taking a quick look at Irma there, he looks like he's really enjoying playing his PES here in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ. He is absolutely just taking any chance he can potentially get. But it's still 1-0, and we saw earlier on, didn't we, with Monaco versus Galatasaray, such a dangerous scoreline in this league. Merriman's doing his best to make sure he clears away any kind of danger from the Schalke back line. But yeah, very, very dangerous scoreline indeed here for Schalke. Just keep your eye on the ball here in the last 10 or so in-game minutes.
Short throw to El Matador, the goal scorer today, as the ball gets played towards the back post. It might just be enough to see them gain 3 hugely important points. It's going to drop here for Harriet. Tries to find Lou. Now, Juventus trying to counter. Outside of that period in the first half, Harry, they've been fairly well marshalled by Schalke.
They have, and you can see here Schalke just trying to kill maybe a bit of time off the clock by playing it all the way back to the keeper. But in the end, it's going to just give possession back to the Italians. And as long as you have players like Eterito in the game, there's always going to be a chance they can maybe produce a bit of magic, and I think maybe that's what we're seeing at the back of the minds here for Schalke. Just get that ball anywhere away from danger.
Four minutes remaining here in this first game between Schalke and Juventus. It's the Germans that are currently leading 1-0, and they have 3 points in the bag, unless we're going to see some brilliance from Juventus right at the death. Well, it's lovely play here. It's Lo Scandalo! And that was the moment that the Italians have been waiting for. It was a wonderful bit of play, but the shot was wild, scuffed wide of the target.
Was there a pass on there, Lo Scandalo? And I tell you what, that's not the first time we've said that in this game one. Wow, I think maybe he tries to cut that across goal there, and maybe Juventus get the equaliser right in the final moments of the match.
It's finished here. Schalke 1, Juventus 0.
Yes.
And a big shout from Merriman of yeah, man, because he knows how crucial those 3 points might be against a fierce rival at this stage in the season.
Well, absolutely. We said it before. Both clubs tied on 22 points. Both clubs within the knockout qualification places in the league table. That would now push Schalke all the way up into second place. Obviously, Roma and Arsenal still to play, so they won't remain there come the end of the day. But still, they are looking very, very healthy indeed. And dare I say, another 3 points here against Juventus, they'd be qualified.
Well, well, well. A very clinical finish from them. They didn't create too many chances, Schalke, but they were very resolute outside of a period middle way through the first half where they lost a bit of control. Luck was on their side. And the second half, they were very, very professional.
They really were. And it's what you have to do to see out games. We saw so many key clearances from Merriman, especially as soon as that ball gets into the danger area. I was thinking maybe Il Distratore with that last-minute chance from Lo Scandalo was the better option. Having seen the replay, I think that's a tough ball to play, so I don't actually fault Lo Scandalo going for goal from there. I'm sure he would have liked anyone other than McKennie to have been controlling in that kind of situation. Maybe you produce a finish of better quality there. But those are the type of chances that you just hope come the end of the season you don't rue, because, well, Schalke are moving further and further up the table. And if you're Juventus, you want to keep them within arm's reach going into the final match day of the season in 2 weeks' time.
So this game now probably holds even more significance for Juventus, having lost that first game. It will be Schalke that get us underway, kicking from left to right in the blue and white. Regardless of the tournament as a whole now, they can be very proud of their achievements so far. But Juventus are in here right at the start, and it's another chance that comes and goes for Juventus, and it's Eterito of all people, Harry. What a poor touch that was.
Took the words out of my mouth. Terrible touch, and you could see in the reaction from Ettore. He thought so too. What was that touch? A better touch there, and he's through one-on-one, and we know Eterito can finish those. But yeah, living dangerously here.
Well, they're in again. Schalke just managed to smuggle that away. But you kind of feel that they can't give Juventus many more chances. Surely they're going to have to get their attacking instruments in gear sooner rather than later. Schalke, on the other hand, have been pretty clinical in front of goal so far this season. Good turn from Ronaldo. And the right foot shot. And what was I saying? How many more chances are you going to give them? And then a half chance for La Scandalo. It was probably the hardest of the ones we've seen so far today. And he's only gone and taken it. Flies into the top corner.
Well, that's not the first time we've seen Dybala this season produce a quality finish almost on the half turn. We'll see it here again.
I remember the goal you were talking about.
Yeah,
it was from Luca Tubelli on his left foot this time.
It was. I'm wondering if this is Luca Tubelli as well. This is a right-footed strike.
It was.
And we'll get a confirmation on the goal scorer in just a moment. But either way, we know for sure it's Netarito assist. His 14th, I think, of the season now, which is a tremendous return from the captain. But either way, it's the goal that Juventus definitely wanted here in the opening 15 in-game minutes.
Yes, I believe it was Il Distratore with the goal, and it mirrored the left foot goal he scored in his 4-goal haul, which was a memorable performance from him. Are we going to see something similar in this second game? There's only 15 minutes gone. There's plenty of time to do it, but Schalke are a bit of a beast themselves. So to score 4 against them would be some incredible feat. They're on the front foot. Their wind is in the sails of the Italians. Oh, it's ricocheted through. It's Eterito. It's across the face. It's La Scandalo! And he's finally put the ghost of the first game to bed.
Well, 13 goals on the season now for Lo Scandalo. I really feel for Schalke here. A ricochet off one of their players, another ricochet. But look at this finish. Absolutely tremendous indeed. The ricochet so unfortunate, but on the volley. Wry smile from Merriman. From Irma as well, and even El Matador saying, what can we do about that? Bernardeschi with the finish on the volley, and now it's 2-0 to Juve.
Hot on the left-hand side. How will Schalke respond? One back again, and confirmation comes in of his 13th of the season. He had a lightning start to the campaign. He was up there with the talk of the MVP of the whole competition. Some big goals early on, but he's kind of drifted. Question is, has he drifted back into form at the perfect time?
Well, that's exactly what I was just thinking. We talk about Ismac Abil for AS Monaco being, you know, in form at the right end of the season, right as the knockout stages are looming. And that would, again, put Schalke and Juve with 3 points apiece. If it stays this way, up to 25 points, pushes them a bit further away from Barcelona and Manchester United. What's interesting, though, on Matchday 9, Schalke play against AS Roma and Juventus play against Manchester United. So 2 really crucial matches on Matchday 9 for both of these clubs. But as things stand, they're sharing the points.
Yeah, just to clarify for those of you, I'm going to come back to that because Juventus are in again here. Great save from the goalkeeper. Yeah, just to clarify the league table situation due to the second game in the first matchup between Arsenal and their opposition, which for the life of me is completely evading me. AS Roma, that was it. Due to their game had lag in the second game, they will be replaying that. So any tables you do see have that game chalked off. So they still have a game to play, both of those two teams in the setup. It's ricocheted wide of the target. How on earth that's not going to... I will never know. Of course, you can stay up to date with the league table, the qualification and everything else on the social channels after this stream, because that league table will not include their final second game. So they will have played a game less when we finish this stream today, as Juventus come in from the right-hand side. The left foot shot again, and Juventus are sensing something here.
I'm just wondering for Schalke's sake whether or not they might need a goal before half-time approaches, because Juventus look really, really succinct in their attacks so far. That's kind of summed up Schalke's game 2 so far. That free kick there just going wayward from Irma, I believe. But yeah, a bit lackluster so far in this first half from Schalke. They need to maybe start to threaten Juventus a little bit, just to remind them that they are still in this contest. It's only 2-0. You get a goal before half-time, and then all of a sudden the complexion of the entire game 2 changes.
What I will say, we talked about the table not being fully up to date, but the goal-scoring charts certainly are. As Juventus come in again here, it's turned into the path, and it's a simple tap-in, and it's Juventus 3, Schalke 0, and surely now it's going to be 3 points apiece shared from today, and pretty much as you were for those two teams going into the next match day in terms of comparisons with each other.
Well, it starts with a poke ball through to Eterito. I thought maybe he could play the ball across the 6-yard box, but instead he goes for goal. It ricochets again, bounces back to the eventual goal scorer, Lo Scandalo, his second of the game. He's again in the right place at the right time, follows the ball into the goal, as all good strikers do. His 14th goal of the season for the two-time Italian champion Renzo Lo Scandalo. And I said Schalke maybe needed a goal before half-time because, well, I mean, Juventus, every time they come forward, they look like scoring, or at least presenting themselves with an opportunity to do just that. So, yeah, Schalke are at danger here of maybe doing some serious harm to their goal difference when it comes to the league table.
Oh, what a rocket! Out of absolutely nothing, a bolt from the Schalke blue. It's flown off his boot into the top right-hand corner. It's smashed the stanchion behind, and that has almost taken the frame from the pitch.
This is unreal. What a strike. From so far away, it's Irma producing this bit of magic right here. This will be a great angle to see it from. It's always rising, but somehow he keeps it below the frame of the goal. That is a fantastic finish from Irma, and it might be a lifeline in this game just before half-time for Schalke. All of a sudden it becomes a little bit more believable that they can come back in this game now. What an incredible strike to do just that.
Right on the stroke of half-time. Schalke 1, Juventus 3. And it was past the keeper before he could blink. Well, is that, as Harry said, a pinky finger back into this equation of the second game?
It's just an incredible finish, isn't it? I would love to see that replay angle again from inside the goal. You just see the ball travel. It's, as I said before, always rising, but I mean, if the goal wasn't there, it probably would still be rising. It was hit with that much conviction by Irma.
Now, a goal early on in this second half, you might just begin to question, Harry. Things can get a little bit shaky. And I think Juventus know that.
Yeah, I think they do. I think El Matador there maybe could have played the pass first time, but the press from Juventus is good enough to win them a free kick, and that will relieve a bit of pressure. But yeah, don't put it past either club scoring again in this game.
Oh, almost an incredible chip from Eterito. He saw the keeper just off his line. And in the end, the goalkeeper reacts pretty well to scramble across, tip it out for a corner. Loskandala with a brace today, taking his tally to 14 for the season. And still 7 goals away from Kilsue. Surely the Golden Boot has found its winner, Harry.
You definitely think so. It's tricky to see the goal-scoring form that Kilsue's in, anyone catching him at this rate.
He's only scored 2 today, Kilsue. I say only. I'm used to 6.
Yeah, me too.
Throwing on the near touchline. Someone get him a doctor. He's only scored 17 goals. The ball out of play for a goal kick. Up towards the halfway line. Diving header clear there from Luca Tubelli. And Juventus have done well to take some of the sting out of this game at the start of the second half, but there's still time. If Schalke could grab a goal in the next maybe 15 minutes, it could make it very, very interesting.
Yeah, we could be in for a grandstand finish. I think this is the type of micro goal you have to set yourself if you're Schalke. Let's get a goal by the 75th minute and then just give it everything in the final 15. So far, you're right, Juventus taking the sting out of it a little bit. Schalke having to really build from the back and make the pitch as wide and as long as possible just to find any kind of room in the midfield.
Irma, long ball over the top. Almost drops to El Matador. Chance to break here though for Juventus. It's 4-on-4. It's Eterito. He plays it through. He finds Loskandalo. Onto Eterito again, but the door is firmly slammed shut by the Schalke rear guard. And now there's so much space in the heart of the midfield for both teams. Irma into El Matador. Back to Merriman. And the right foot shot, I think, is deflected wide of the target.
I'm not sure. We'll get a good view of it here, but
no,
yeah,
it's all the way through.
Needed a bit more curl on it. Get his boot round that a little bit more. And, well, now that we haven't seen the goal from Schalke, I mean, the 75th minute is approaching. We kind of put that as a marker down for them. Now is when you make the changes. You add some personnel on, you start to maybe think about swapping that 4-4-2 to maybe something a bit more attacking, in a 4-3-3, maybe even just go for the 2-man midfield with those 4 attackers instead. But we'll see which way they go. They obviously believe that they can get more goals in this game, as well, every club should believe at this stage.
Of course, other games still to be played today, Harry. Manchester United versus Bayern Munich, a tasty affair.
Yeah, very tasty one indeed. That'll be our final game of the day, but those are 2 clubs chasing those knockout stages. And you'd say if you take the lion's share of points in that match, if you're either club, you put yourself in a very healthy position indeed to maybe challenge on the final match day of the season.
And outside of that, we have, of course, Celtic last chance saloon for them, probably, and Barcelona, who are trying to clamber back onto the cliff face that they've fallen from.
Absolutely, their form has been really, really bad since around match day 4. Most of their points they secured in the first half of the season. But if you're a Galatasaray fan, of course, you'll be watching that game and hoping that Barcelona can't get more than 2 points. And the same with Manchester United, just to keep your knockout hopes alive.
Schalke just about keeping this match alive with 15 minutes to go. It's not completely done and dusted, and a goal now would make things very, very interesting, but they just can't quite seem to get through this wall of Italian defence. The offside flag is raised. And this has been, so far, Harry, a very professional second-half performance from Juventus once they got the noses in front.
Yeah, it has indeed. Looking at a standout performer at the moment, just based on the co-op points, it's got to be Los Scandalo. I mean, look at his bar there. Almost all the way full. Be fun to see his chart at the end of this second game. But, yeah, certainly seem a lot more organised in this second game than they did in the first. And, well, they have the goals to show for it as well. Time running out now for Schalke to really threaten. They're going to need a goal from pretty much this next attack just to give them even a fighting chance of sneaking a point away, if it is going to be a possibility for them.
So 3 points apiece from today is looking pretty much guaranteed now. Schalke with a 1-0 victory in the first game, but a 3-1 defeat it's looking like in this second game. Based on the fact they're up against each other very close in the table, they're probably both fairly happy with that. It keeps them well in the running going into the final match day. Lovely turn. But that pretty much sums up the second half for Schalke. No real end product to note as the ball gets smashed away, and Juventus may have one last chance to attack and possibly grab a fourth goal, which might flatter them a little bit, but certainly capable of getting. Lovely 1-2 there. It's Ildiz Toure, and I was waiting for the net to bustle, but it went the wrong side of the post. And it's finished here in this second game. Juventus 3, Schalke 0-4-1. 3 points apiece shared after that 1-0 for Schalke in the first game.
Watch the goal.
Just trying to gauge the reaction there, really, from both clubs. And